What up, 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 YouTube? Welcome back to another major market breakdown where I give y'all my top setups for the week. As always, we're going to start with DXY. If you're new here, you haven't been here before, go ahead and hit that like button, that sub button, that bell icon. All that's going to tell the algorithm this is good content. And I promise, by the end of this video, you're going to be more ready for the week to start and you to make some money in these trades. We're gonna go through all the majors as usual. Everybody that's already been here before, I already know you've already hit that like button because you know you love it here. So I ain't really worried about y'all. DXY, our North Star with this with these major markets here, is probably going to give us a little bit of upside. Now, fundamentally, it's pretty weak. I just think technically we do need a little bit of upside to sell off of. Now that is not fact of life. It could just slump over from here and break these lows. Either way, we will be prepared for it because we're looking for buys on the euro, the AU, and GBP USD as well. So let's go ahead and get into dims. Oh yeah, actually I forgot I set this up last night actually. Not much to talk about. You guys can actually already see the end result. I'm expecting the inverse of DXY. While that to kind of push higher, this give us a slight little push lower, give us an opportunity to get in this buy to go higher. Now, originally I did set up an entry last week and sent it out, hoping for, not really hoping for, but seeing a pullback off of this area. I didn't think it would just kind of shoot through like it did, but it did. But that does let me know that it's a heavy possibility that we do go revisit this area, some sort of retest, because of the fact that we shot through it with so much momentum there. As you can see, bears didn't really trade too much in this little zone right here on Wednesday. So the bears are going to trade us down, and then bulls are likely going to come back in this area and push us higher. This would be from this entry. This is TP1, this is TP2, and then TP3 is breaking, really just matching or breaking this high here. And then on, it'll look the same over here. Actually, I'm leaving this. I'm gonna leave this level here, just in case I'm like super extra oracly right. I would honestly expect more so of like an entry here. I just want to kind of put it there before I throw the fib there, just to kind of see. Yeah, I think an awesome entry would be like probably like right here. If I throw a fib on it. From there, yeah, roughly that entry. So I get rid of that. I'm just gonna leave that level there, because the short term probably is going to give up an entry here. Somewhat, I'd expect that. That would probably be a nice move. And then what it would look like, something like these. I wouldn't hold it too much lower than there. And then I would initially target this consolidation here, and then target that. And then is a swing TP because the US dollar is very weak. Swing TP, super swing TP, I guess it's kind of all swing TPs. Way up here at 37435. But I think it'll be at least another week or so. Like I think this happening in this week coming up is fairly likely. This happening in this week coming up is a little more so, like it's more of a the following week kind of move, and then AUD is going to look like. See how we ever so slightly missed? It's crazy. It's crazy. Ever so slightly missing like that. You get rid of that there. Again, gonna leave that level there. I still think the long term is probably gonna be important to us. So price kind of got above this little key level here, but I do think we still will dip up under it just a wee bit, just to buy off of. What that would look like. AU doesn't like to respect the fibs as much as some of the other things does, but I would like to get in at this key level here, which sort of coincides with the top of my golden zone. Again, not perfect on the fib, as you can see, but you do this long enough, you kind of start learning where and when to kind of play it by ear a little bit. Let's get rid of that over there. It doesn't matter anymore, and I don't really want to see that line that much anymore. Yeah, I'd like to see this area get touched, and we go for some boys. Gold's probably gonna give us a nice pullback to get in for a buy this week. I'm definitely looking to get in on gold. Let's take a look at it. Actually, real quick, let me go to Forex Factory. Real quick, come over here. Just take a look at what we have on the docket. So Monday we got crash rate data coming out on the AU, RBA, AU. Not really too much on the USD monetary. Then Tuesday we got more AU red folders on the RBA. Of course, CPI month over month is coming out on the USD. We will be looking at that and seeing the reaction from the market. Barkin's gonna speak. That's an FOMC member. If you're not familiar with this side of everything, we take a look at these news releases because they usually give some type of volatility in one direction or another on the pairs that we're trading. So we want to make sure that we're apprised to this information here. And we're gonna have on the 12th 13th on Wednesday, unemployment change. A lot of AU data this week, for sure. A lot of AU red folders for sure this week. Crude oil inventory is not gonna have much of an effect. Another FOMC member is going to speak. That could cause some volatility. Thursday, GDP month over month coming out. Or GDP month over month coming out on the GBP. Core PPI month over month PPI on the USD. So it's not a super heavy week. We will have some volatility coming in, but it won't be a. Here's where we'll get the volatility, the real volatility, when retail sales comes out along with the prelim consumer sentiment. Those in that this little 3-hour stretch is probably going to be pretty volatile for all of our major pairs. So be on the lookout for the effects of those. It tells you over here. I'll give you a little rundown on how to read this stuff. You come over here. It tells you what the previous. Let me just go to USD real quick. Oh snap! I'm not logged in. Whatever. So you got the previous over here. This is what the previous data read was. Then there a whole bunch of analysts get together and they forecast what the next one is, and they put the forecast up here. And then when it drops, the actual comes out here. Now, based on what the actual is versus the forecast, if it's higher than forecasted or lower than forecasted, and how much higher it is or lower it is than the previous is going to affect the pair that it's pertaining to. And if it's a good thing, if if we're getting less unemployment, you know what I mean, unemployment change to the downside, then that's usually a positive thing for that asset, and vice versa, and for everything else. So if you guys haven't ever used Forex Factory to help your trading, I definitely recommend it. It makes it easier to understand what the chart is doing. If you're only looking at technicals and not fundamentals, then you're only getting one side of it, and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, because folks like me and other folks out there are taking in all of the information that we can get and making good decisions based off of it. But let's get back over here to gold real quick. I said last week that I wasn't trading because it was so choppy, and it was just kind of ping ponging, and it's still ping ponging. Let me go on the daily. Actually, let me go on the 4 hour. Looks so choppy. Look at that. Just ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. It's not wanting to go anywhere. But I think the breakout is gonna be wonderful. I can't even move that anymore. I will say it's sort of channeling. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Sort of channeling. And this right here is what's called a flag. But it's not like a perfect flag. So like I want to call it, I kind of want to call it a flag, but it's just a little bit too choppy and uniform to really like. I don't want to put I don't like to put form to chaos when it's just chaos. Honestly, I'd rather just wait to speculate on it too much and just get a breakout. Now, probably going to get a breakout to the upside this week, and I'll be looking to catch a retracement on that breakout. The best opportunity for me that I could see is it breaking above here with some momentum, and then coming back into this here for a little bit of a pullback, and then I pull the trigger somewhere in this area, and she takes off towards this 35.22 level here. That is the short-term target for this breakout. Or price breaks down from here, right? Closes below this. Let me get rid of this box here. Closes below this box here, and then we get sent down to this 31 level. But I don't think that happens. I think we are going to break out to the upside, and we're going to trade this little something like a move. Something like that. Then get a breakout here, come back into it, and then something like that. These ain't perfect levels, but the directional bias is all there. If you want to get exact levels, I invite you guys to join our VIP. We do have a free chat that is in the description, but we don't send as many things with all of the timeliness as we do with VIP, as we do with the free chat. But of course, folks in VIP, they paid to be there, so you gotta give them a little bit of an advantage. So if you guys do want information on that, you can hit us up on any one of our platforms. I can give you guys some information on what we trade, how we trade, exactly how often we're trading. I mean, you guys can get a pretty good gauge at what we're trading from the videos. But if you guys have any questions for us, my team is happy to answer any of those questions. Let's look into NASDAQ real quick. I'm gonna just kind of scoot this over here a little bit. Kind of just leave that over there. Price didn't sell off like I thought it would. We got this little bitty sell off, but that wasn't really as hard to kind of really call that a sell-off. You know what I'm saying? But against all my expectations, Nasdaq is still super strong, and I said that it's risky to sell it, because of how strong it's been and how strong it is, and I think this week is probably not going to be any different. I think this week is going to be another strong week for Nasdaq. We have a little bit, just a very ever so slight divergence happening here, but I think this is corrected. I think this divergence was corrected with this drop off here, because now we're moving in fairly good sync with price. So I think this week we go higher still. How to trade that though? I would wait for a pullback to this level here. This level here, and then if you get in, I would get out if this level doesn't hold up. You know what I mean? If price start, feel me, ticking down here, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. You know, close for a small itty beansy loss, and then, you know what I'm saying, get back in when you're able to find another position. And this is not financial advice. This is just the window into the mind of a sniper. Now let's take a look at oil. Man, that dipped off so hard. Oh, I don't remember being in a L for oil. It's because we closed this. I just didn't take it. Take this off the chart. We put our stop losses at break even. I'm not sure who put their stop loss at break even. I put my stop loss at break even, and then price dipped against us harshly, might I add, but then stopped right here, right where stop loss was. So I mean, like, honestly, I could have stayed in and moved it, but then I'd just be sitting in drawdown, and that kind of sucks. I don't really want to do that. And with everything kind of cooling off in the world, you know, it's not really a surprise or anything like that. It's not everything cooled off, but you know, the tensions that have oil tweaking are cooled off a little bit. Iran's in the news less right now, so there's less oil concerns going on, and I think oil is probably going to keep tracking a bit lower here. Probably not even going to find solace until we get to this area here. And I honestly thought that we were going to see a lot more of a reaction from everything going on in oil, but you know, I'm not sad that you know what I'm saying, oil's not going crazy. You know what I'm saying? It means the world is more okay than not. So that's fine. We've gotten some stoppage here. It seems to be a little bit of a resistance turn support kind of scenario thingy going on here. But I think this fails, and if you want to trade it, I would wait for price to get another push below this level here, and then find a retracement for another sell to this 60.0 level here, and I think that'll be a fair trade. I'm probably gonna trade it myself. I like trading oil. If I'm paying attention and I actually see it happen, then I will be trading it. Sometimes I set alerts, sometimes I don't. I have a lot of alerts going on with the, you know, 2 different trading bots trading, and then I have alerts for, you know, different price points on different pairs, you know, to keep me apprised of things. So, you know, another alert isn't always, you know, what I want to go with. Sometimes I like to just be like, I'm gonna try to remember to look at it this week. But yeah, something like a push lower, something like here. Yeah. Oh, that was a good put. Yeah, something like a tick lower here, bounce up, take a sniper here, she falls off. Real easy, like real easy like. And we actually kept this video a little bit shorter than some of the more recent ones. I know we've been going a little bit longer on the videos lately, but that's because there's a lot of shameless plugs and whatnot. I gotta show y'all what I got to offer and everything like that. The bird's eye tool and our Harmony bot. If you guys want more information on that, hit the links in our description. Go to our website. You can see all the stats and breakdowns and setups and a whole bunch of stuff about what we do, how we do it, and how we can help you do it the way we do it. All right. I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody today. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.